So let's start revising the chapter 4, which we have covered yesterday. The chapter says auto-suggestion, that is the medium for influencing the subconscious mind. Now, we have already covered the first two steps towards riches, and this is the third step towards riches. What auto-suggestion means? Auto-suggestion, as author says, auto-suggestion means self-suggestion, which we suggest to ourselves. So how we do that? Let's reveal. So here author is saying that what is the dominating thought? Through the dominating thought, which one permits to remain in the conscious mind, whether this thought be negative or positive, is immaterial. The principle of auto-suggestion voluntarily reaches to the subconscious mind and influences it with these thoughts. So whatever we are suggesting to ourselves, self-suggestion, again and again, whether it is positive or not negative, all qualifies for to be termed as auto-suggestion, and certainly it reaches to the subconscious mind, but with one exception. So what author says that not every thought reaches to the subconscious mind, even though we are doing this, repeating this again and again. And in simple term, it is this auto-suggestion is also known as affirmation. Now here author is saying we may be repeating again and again the same suggestion or this affirmation, but if we are not mixing that with uh, consciously mixing that with emotion, then it will not reach to the subconscious mind. And here, that is what actually here he explains the mechanism. So through our five senses, we take lot of information every second. Every second, we are consuming a lot of information through our five senses, and all those informations are stored by the conscious mind, that is a thinking mind. So conscious mind is a thinking mind, and that is instrumental to filter all the information. So which information will go to subconscious mind and which is not will be decided by the conscious thinking mind. Okay, and so that is what actually here it is stated. Maybe either passed onto the subconscious mind or rejected at will. Who? That's the conscious thinking mind. Now, so author says that if we are not mixing with emotion of faith or any kind of powerful emotion, then the conscious mind will reject it. The conscious mind will abstain it from reaching to the subconscious mind. So the crux here is we need to understand how to mix our affirmation with proper emotions, and of every other emotion, faith is definitely the most important part. If we do not have the faith on the affirmation that we are repeating or rehearsing, then also it will not work. So first we need to have unflinching faith, and with emotion we need to visualize that affirmation. Then definitely it will reach to the subconscious mind, and once the subconscious mind recognizes it, slowly the new pattern develops. So the author says that plain unemotional words do not influence the subconscious mind. This we need to remember, because many people do take the help of affirmation to achieve their goals, but they fail because they are using plain unemotional words. That will not going to, that is definitely not going to work. And he says also that this is the with belief or faith. If we do not have belief, suppose I am saying that I will be or I am earning 1 crore per month. If my mind can really believe and conceive, then definitely I'll be able to manifest it. But my mind itself will put a question mark that no, it's not at all possible, it is highly impractical, then certainly it will not work. So the belief has to be there, the faith has to be there. So it's not that a small, very small goal we need to choose. Neither we need to choose a very, very impractical or unattainable goal, because our mind also, conscious mind also, need to start believing it. Then only the corresponding emotion can be injected to it. Then author says that do not become discouraged if you cannot control and direct your emotion at the first time you try to do so. In the beginning, it might not happen also. That time we need to fake it. There is a very nice proverb I can remember here: fake it till you make it. So, till the time we are generating the right emotion, we need to fake it. We need to believe and we need to mimic the emotion. We need to visualize deeply and with persistence. Then author says that wisdom and cleverness alone will not attract and retain money, except in a very few very rare instances where the law of averages favors. Where the law of averages favors the attraction of money through these sources. So this law of average actually is not, it doesn't depend upon the method that is described in this particular book. That is what he's saying. So that is the exception that we need to remember. So wisdom and cleverness alone will not attract and retain money. This and this there are many examples that we can see in our life. We have seen and we can see in our life and in our surrounding how only wisdom or cleverness alone is not enough. Then author is saying your ability to use the principle of auto suggestion will depend very largely upon your capacity to concentrate. Often a desire until the desire becomes a burning obsession. Initially, it will be a desire, a wish, mere wish. Now, when we concentrate on that particular desire, again and again and again, we need to write, we need to rehearse, we need to visualize, we need to put create some mental pictures, mental movie, uh, vision board, and many different techniques are there. When we do that, for everything, concentration is required. So capacity to concentrate is very much important factor here, without which our desire cannot be converted to a burning obsession, because we need to hold the affirmation long enough till we complete the visualization or till we feel the visualization deep enough. If our mind is fluctuating from one to another, then definitely we will be not able to visualize properly and it will not work. So the burning obsession will not be created. Now the in the next author is saying it will be necessary for you to make use of the principle of concentration. So principle of concentration also is very important, and um, we need to develop the power of concentration also. This also we will see in upcoming sessions. Whether it is covered or not, we will definitely see it. How to develop the power of concentration. Then in the next paragraph, author is saying hold your thought on that amount of money by concentration or fixation of attention with your eyes closed until you can actually see the physical appearance of the money. So with our eyes open, we see the real world. When we close our eyes, our third eye is activated and we see the things which we want to visualize, we want to manifest. So we need to close our eyes. This is also a very important part of the process, and we need to hold our thought on the amount of money. Here actually the goal is amount of money that he is trying to manifest. We can have any other goal also. It is not restricted, or these principles are not restrained only for the money manifestation. It can be applied to anything and everything. So hold your thought on that amount of money by concentration or fixation of attention with your eyes closed until you can actually see the physical appearance of the money. So this is the principle that we are using for any affirmation to be successful. Then do this at least once each day. as you go through this exercise, follow the instructions given in the chapter on faith and see yourself actually in possession of the money. We need to see ourselves actually in possession of money or whatever goal we are desiring. The more we see ourselves in that state, the easier it is for us to attain that state. So this is also a very important step. And again, author is saying again and again that spirit of absolute faith is very much required. Then author is saying that hand over the thought suggested in the preceding paragraph to your imagination. Imagination can be also termed as visualization. These days it is popular as visualization. So don't confuse that imagination is different from visualization. So here author is saying whatever is your imagination or visualization that you need to awaken. So that the thought that is suggested in the preceding paragraph to your visualization or imagination, and see what your imagination can or will do to create practical plans for the accumulation of money through transmutation of your desire. Through transmutation of your desire. And then author is saying, do not wait for a definite plan through which you intend to exchange service or merchandise in return of the money you are visualizing. But begin at once to see yourself in possession of the money, demanding and expecting, meanwhile, that your subconscious mind will hand over the plan. So this happens actually in Secret Movie. We have discussed like how Jack Canfield was not having the appropriate plan which could take him to the desired goal, but he was applying the power of law of attraction and visualization, everything, and he didn't wait for the perfect plan or a definite plan. He has taken the first step, and as he was going and doing following the process as is like described and as is the correct process, then one day it appeared automatically. So the subconscious mind will hand over the plan. This is very important. So your subconscious mind will hand over the plan. Till that time, we need to just follow it. We need to just follow the process, and plan will automatically evolve. It will evolve automatically to a better state. So when the plan appears, they will probably flash into your mind through the sixth sense, and that he is calling a sixth sense. Through sixth sense in the form of an inspiration. And your author is saying your reason is, moreover, your reasoning faculty may be lazy, and if you depend entirely upon it to serve you, it may disappoint you. Your reasoning faculty, so we have reasoning mind and we have logical mind, reasoning or logical mind, and also emotional mind. So if we are entirely depending upon the reasoning faculty or the logical mind, then we will not be able to believe. We will not be able to have the kind of faith that we want to invest. Here, he is stressing upon the emotional mind, because the kind of emotion that we need to mix with the affirmation can be produced with the help of the emotional mind. So this is what actually we have covered, and let's read the summary of instruction today as an extension, and then we will, yeah. So summary of instructions is the fact that you are reading this book is an indication that you earnestly seek knowledge. It is also an indication that you are a student of this subject. If you are only a student, there is a chance that you may learn much that you did not know, but you will learn only by assuming an attitude of humility. Okay, let me see if the audible is also working fine.
Summary of instructions.
Yeah.
The fact that you are listening to this audiobook is an indication that you earnestly seek knowledge. It is also an indication that you are a student of this subject. If you are only a student, there is a chance that you may learn much that you did not know, but you will learn only by assuming an attitude of humility. If you choose to follow some of the instructions, but neglect or refuse to follow others, you will fail. To get satisfactory results, You must follow all instructions in a spirit of faith. The instructions given in connection with the 6 steps in the 2nd chapter will now be summarized and blended with the principles covered by this chapter as follows. First, go into some quiet spot, preferably in bed at night, where you will not be disturbed or interrupted. Close your eyes and repeat aloud, so you may hear your own words, the written statement of the amount of money you intend to accumulate, the time limit for its accumulation, and a description of the service or merchandise you intend to give in return for the money. As you carry out these instructions, see yourself already in possession of the money. For example, suppose that you intend to accumulate $50,000 by the 1st of January 5 years hence, that you intend to give personal services in return for the money in the capacity of a salesman. Your written statement of your purpose should be similar to the following. By the 1st day of January 19 blank, I will have in my possession $50,000, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the interim. In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service in the capacity of salesman of, describe the service or merchandise you intend to sell. I believe that I will have this money in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see this money before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time and in the proportion that I deliver the service I intend to render in return for it. I am awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money, and I will follow that plan when it is received. Second, repeat this program night and morning until you can see, in your imagination, the money you intend to accumulate. Third, place a written copy of your statement where you can see it night and morning, and read it just before retiring and upon arising until it has been memorized. Remember as you carry out these instructions that you are applying the principle of autosuggestion for the purpose of giving orders to your subconscious mind. Remember also that your subconscious mind will act only upon instructions which are emotionalized and handed over to it with feeling. Faith is the strongest and most productive of the emotions. Follow the instructions given in the chapter on faith. These instructions may at first seem abstract. Do not let this disturb you. Follow the instructions, no matter how abstract or impractical they may at first appear to be. The time will soon come, if you do as you have been instructed, in spirit as well as in act, when a whole new universe of power will unfold to you. Skepticism in connection with all new ideas is characteristic of all human beings. But if you follow the instructions outlined, your skepticism will soon be replaced by belief, and this in turn will soon become crystallized into absolute faith. Then you will have arrived at the point where you may truly say, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Many philosophers have made the statement that man is the master of his own earthly destiny, but most of them have failed to say why he is the master. The reason that man may be the master of his own earthly status, and especially his financial status, is thoroughly explained in this chapter. Man may become the master of himself and of his environment because he has the power to influence his own subconscious mind, and through it gain the cooperation of infinite intelligence. You are now listening to the chapter which represents the keystone to the arch of this philosophy. The instructions contained in this chapter must be understood and applied with persistence if you succeed in transmuting desire into money. The actual performance of transmuting desire into money involves the use of autosuggestion as an agency by which one may reach and influence the subconscious mind. The other principles are simply tools with which to apply autosuggestion. Keep this thought in mind, and you will at all times be conscious of the important part the principle of autosuggestion is to play in your efforts to accumulate money through the methods described in this audiobook. Carry out these instructions as though you were a small child. Inject into your efforts something of the faith of a child. The author has been most careful to see that no impractical instructions were included, because of his sincere desire to be helpful. After you have listened to the entire audiobook, come back to this chapter and follow in spirit and in action this instruction. Listen to the entire chapter aloud once every night until you become thoroughly convinced that the principle of autosuggestion is sound, that it will accomplish for you all that has been claimed for it. As you listen, pay close attention to every sentence which impresses you favorably. Follow the foregoing instruction to the letter, and it will open the way for a complete understanding and mastery of the principles of success. Chapter 5.
So let's quickly revise. So what author is saying here is the summary of instruction. Let's quickly revise before we break for today. So here the author is saying that you will learn only by assuming an attitude of humility. So this is true for any kind of learning. If we are not humble, if we do not have the humility, we cannot have the curiosity also. If we think that we know everything, then the mind is closed. We do not have an open mind. So attitude of humility is very, very important factor. And with that humility, the attitude of humility, we need to practice the instruction that is given here. And then again, author is saying to get satisfactory result, you must follow all instruction in spirit of faith, not partially take something and neglect something. In totality, we have to follow. It is not like half of it which we really like to follow, which is easy to follow, we'll follow and we'll get result. No, that is not going to happen. Now, author is giving this the 6 steps again, which we have already discussed. The first step, he says that we need to write this statement, the goal statement, very clearly, crystal clear written goal statement should be there, and that should have also few very important aspects. First is the time limit for its accumulation. By when I am going to attain my goal. That is the very important element that we need to have it. And also what is the goal that we want to achieve, that has to be very clearly stated. It's not like financial abundance is a goal. No. What is the exact amount of money I want to attain by when is an example of a goal statement. And that our subconscious mind can understand. If we give a vague statement, it will not understand, it will not manifest also. Then the and also we need to have another component, that is a description of the service or merchandise that we intend to give in return for the money that we are aspiring for. So it is not that one way only, we want what we want to give. So for nothing we cannot get everything. We have to give something. If we have zero, if we are putting zero, multiply with anything else, it will become zero only again. So we need to have something to give in return to for the money that we are desiring, or for any goal that we are desiring. कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ करना पड़ता है. Then he has given the example also, a written statement, like for the money as the goal statement he has mentioned here, by the first day of January 1989, 49, whichever he has put a dot, you cover it. But now we are in 21st century, so 2024. So by the first day of January 2025, say, I will have in my position $1,50,000 or 2,50,000, whatever it is, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the interim. In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service. So quantity and quality, just uh, note here. And how this comes, if we really love, if we have a passion for doing something and we are engaging in that, then it is very easy to get the kind of quality and quantity added to it. So we will definitely put our heart and soul for that work, and we will not feel also tired in doing that. So this is also a very good thing to note, that if we are having this manifestation, if we want to manifest very seamlessly, then let's have the product or the service that we want to provide where we our passion meets. And then he says that I believe that I will have this money in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see this money before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time and in the proportion that I deliver the service. In the proportion. So it is not astronomically multiplying automatically. In the proportion I deliver the service. So it is the law of karma also. How much I deliver, that to that extent it will come. But again, how it will, that proportion is unknown to us. We might be thinking that the proportion would be very less, it will give a very less result, but we are underestimating. The universe is very kind and compassionate, and we call universal energy or ether or God. He gives much more than what we can think of. Our act of service is only our duty. Only we will focus for that, and automatically the desired result will definitely come. And the process how to visualize is, he is also very clearly saying that I can see now this money. I can touch it with my hands. I can see, I can touch. So this is called um, sensual elicitation. So with all the senses, we need to elicit the things. Then the visualization works better. And we will be having a very, maybe a separate session on visualization, how to visualize better, and we will have a practical session on it also. Then author is saying the second step, that repeat this program night and morning until you can see, until you can see. So we need to repeat this. Why he's saying night and morning? Because night just before we sleep and morning just after we get up, our subconscious mind is open. The door to the subconscious mind is open, so we can very easily inject whatever we want to inject. So this program, whatever the program is, whatever the goal statement that we have written, we need to repeat, rehearse, read with faith again and in the night and morning. And visualize. Here he says imagination. In your imagination, that means we need to visualize the goal that we want to achieve. And the third step that he says is we need to have a written copy of this, stick to some place in our home where our eyes goes very easily the moment we get up in the morning and before we retire for the day. Why? Because that time, again, as I said, the subconscious mind is most active. And again, he is saying, will act, this will definitely manifest, but we need to emotionalize when we are reading the goal statement or the affirmation. The feeling of faith has to be there. If we do not have the faith, it will not work. And most productive of the emotions, the the kind of emotion that to the max we can inject, that is the best way to manifest. Then initially, actually, it might appear very abstract or impractical, but we need to persist irrespective of that. Then if you follow the instructions outlined in your spectrism, will soon be replaced by belief, and this in turn will soon become crystallized into absolute faith. So, so the impractical, the abstract thing will be replaced by the belief if we follow the instruction persistently again and again, and to the point where automatically it will be in our mind that I am master. One affirmation he is giving, which is very powerful affirmation, very popular affirmation, that I am. the master of my fate, and I'm the captain of my soul. And this is what actually he has given in the steps. Then he says that the author is saying, we need to cooperate of infinite intelligence. To gain the cooperation of the infinite intelligence, we need to get the subconscious mind, influence the subconscious mind, because that the communication happens through subconscious mind to the infinite intelligence. Directly conscious mind cannot communicate to the infinite intelligence. We must understood and applied with persistence. Again he's saying, and with what? With faith of a child. The child is having the highest amount of faith. If you Because the child is having a clean slate. It doesn't have any logic to deny. No, it is not possible. It is, if we say that we can fly, child will believe. It is our logical mind which thinks that no, it is not possible. Only a bird can believe. But Wright brothers have proved that even human can also fly, and through aeroplane. That doesn't matter, but we can fly. So how it is possible? Because they believed that yes, we can also fly. If you have seen that video, they were flying actually. They were running, and with the propeller in their both of their hands, and then they were able to fly. So anything and everything is possible if we are able to believe. If we are having our slate clean and repeat the process of affirmation. This is the end of this chapter, and we will be starting tomorrow with chapter 5, that is specialized knowledge, personal experience, or observation. That we will be starting tomorrow. Okay. So thank you all for the lessons. Have a good day.